Gender politics can't really be addressed without thinking about the differences in how people react to problems, and in particular, how the different approaches of men and women affect both the causes of and solutions to these issues. HBR Talk with Hannah Wallen. Imagine you are going about your daily life when you discover that somehow a huge pile of crap has been dropped into your living environment, right where you can't avoid it, where it's going to be an inconvenience and an irritation to you as well as an eventual health threat. There are a few different types of people whose responses to this kind of development vary dramatically. There are two I want to look at specifically because of their impact on gender issues. The first responds with the question, "What can I do about this?" This type is more likely to assess the situation and grab a shovel or some other equipment to clean it up. Solving the problem will be at the top of their list of priorities, with care taken to avoid flinging crap around their environment in the process. If they need assistance, they may call for backup, but even if they don't get it, they will still do everything in their power to get the job done, because they don't have it in them to just leave that crap unaddressed. Cleanup will top their set of priorities, even if they also consider other concerns. Unless there's an obvious culprit to whom they can assign some of the work they're doing, blame won't even be on that list, because it won't help them do anything about the problem. Their main interest is getting the job done before that crap has much of a chance to affect the neighborhood. Men have always outnumbered women in the population exhibiting that response, though there have always been some women who responded in the same manner. Historically, there was more expectation of this from both sexes than there is today, but there has always been a higher expectation of this from men than there has been from women. Today, such responses have largely specialized into professions, but whether or not it's someone's job to deal with the crap in question, it'll still be mostly men showing up to handle it. As I said, there are some women who will do the same thing, assess the situation, grab the necessary equipment, and begin cleaning it up. Those who can't shovel will find practical ways to assist those who are. This group used to be a bigger portion of the female sex, but the living conditions under which girls grew up learning to do this have been nerfed to the point where most girls don't. It is becoming increasingly abnormal for women to respond this way to any crappy situation. So what are women more likely to do? The second type responds with the cry, "Someone should do something about this." People of this type will first respond emotionally, maybe complaining about the crappy situation, maybe victim signaling, but will not consider that they could be that someone. They will call for an authority or a specialized worker to do that, and they'll be increasingly distressed if that help isn't forthcoming. This population has always been, and still is, composed more of women than men, even as it has grown because of specialization within our communities. There was a time when cooperation between help-seeking reactors and practical reactors worked, in terms of dealing with unexpected crap, with help-seeking existing mainly as a means to ensure the response of people who were capable of successful cleanup. Those not directly involved in it supported the effort of those who were. Today, most help-seeking reactors are just content to leave the big pile of crap for someone else to handle. They may feel incapable of dealing with it, or they may have no idea what to do. Some are at least appreciative, and some will even label the practical reactors heroes. However, among the help-seeker population is a help-saboteur subset that will actually do things to make the situation worse, like prioritizing blame over cleanup, screeching at their neighbors like harpies while the crap sits in the sun and stinks. Some will make their living this way while peddling ideas, products, or services to mitigate secondary effects, but doing nothing about that big pile of crap that's causing them. Cleanup won't be a priority for them, because without all that crap, their work would no longer be needed. They may even try to hinder it out of fear of losing their own purpose. Often, female help saboteurs will resent female practical reactors in particular. They aren't willing to deal with this crap, but they feel outdone by women who are. They will tribalize their resentment and even belittle the cleanup effort and those involved in it in order to make themselves feel better about their own response. This may be their only participation in that process. At no point will they consider picking up a shovel. In fact, they will come up with nasty names and shaming for any woman who does, and for any man who associates with those women. Then, when confronted with the necessity of the cleanup and how most women have left it to men, they'll claim sexist attitudes among men caused women to be excluded. If, despite their indifference or interference, the mess is eliminated, the help saboteurs will try to take credit for cleaning it up, and they'll get really mad if you call their story a load of bullcrap. The difference between these two main types of response is part natural tendency, but also part social attitudes, as men are the ones a community will recruit to handle whatever crap it's facing, and if enough volunteers don't get involved, it's men who will be shamed for failing to help. Women don't often face that social pressure, so if they don't have a natural or circumstantial compulsion to deal with that crap, they have no compulsion at all. Meanwhile, society's protective attitude toward women facilitates help-seeking, while men, who are seen as society's natural protectors, may face shaming and ridicule when they seek help. This leaves us with communities that do not know when it is wrong to expect women to seek help or when they should expect men to do so. Women end up reticent to deal with their own crap even when they can, and men end up reticent to admit when they can't. With that in mind, what if the pile of crap in question has landed on and buried the community's men and boys? Can they call for help? If they do, who is going to respond, and how? This week, HBR Talk will dig into the differences in how men and women react when the proverbial substance hits the rotating mechanical device, how that has changed as advancements in our civilization have made life easier, and why it's important for women to regain a sense of agency and a recognition of men's human needs in order for both sexes to be able to survive. The discussion streams on multiple platforms. You can tune in to the live stream via the link in the low bar, or find other viewing and listening options on HoneyBadgerBrigade.com.